Hey guys, I'm back and I'm excited to give you guys my second part of my testimony. If you have any comments or anything, please down below comment. So my second part. So I decided to commit to the Lord, and I had this picture that if I committed to the Lord, my parents were going to get back together and everything was going to be nice and beautiful. Unfortunately, because that didn't happen, I started to become really bitter, really selfish. I was angry at my mother. My father, I didn't see him for a while. I think it was like 2 years. So I was really, really lost. And there was a lot of people that God placed in my life to really show me the goodness of God. But I wasn't able to see that because I was so caught up in what I desired. I was so caught up in all this pain and hurt that it really, quenched me. And it really just came upon me that, things weren't going to be the way that I planned them and the way that I desired. So eventually, I realized that, God was placing me with these people so I could get to know Him more. And that's exactly what I did. I was invited to this camp. This camp in Mexico, and I had never been to one of these camps before, so I was excited to go. So I said, yes, let's do it. We were supposed to minister and play and everything, so we went out there. And I remember the first night, like, it was cool and it was amazing, but I would see such a hunger in these people's faces, and everyone's faces were just so hungry, and they would talk about God like so close, and it was just something so different that I had never seen before. And I remember the second night, a pastor prayed over my life, and she said, you want to know God more, but there's a lot of barriers and there's a lot of hurt and pain that are not letting you be able to see the brighter picture. And I remember that night I was just crying, and I said, oh my gosh, it's so true. I have all these barriers that you're supposed to do it this way, and you can't worship this way, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, that I wasn't letting Him be near me the way that I wanted and the way that I desired. So I completely let that go. And I remember that night, it was the first night that I encountered the Lord. It was the most beautiful moment in my life. I remember that night I knew I was gonna be okay, and I knew that my sisters were gonna be okay, and I knew that that He was my Father, and that He was covering me, and that He would be covering me for all the days of my life. So I felt Him. I was able to just feel Him, and it was just an awesome encounter that I had with Him. And I wanted more. I wanted to know more about this. I wanted to know more about Him. I wanted Him to be this close to me every day. So I knew that I had to go out there and share it and tell everyone what I had experienced. But I realized that I needed to start a new beginning. I needed to start new elsewhere. Because I was being stuck, and I was being placed in a position where memories and hurt and pain was being said and was being told to me. So I needed to run away from that. And I remember I started this new journey with God, and it was the hardest thing ever. Because even within the church, there was a lot of things that arose. There was a lot of things that I started hurting people because I was still selfish. I was still assuming things. I was still just hurt of everything that was happening, and I didn't realize it. And I thought that everyone else was wrong except for me. So it was a season that I had to let go of everyone. I had to really die to myself and find myself, because I didn't even know who I was in Him. So in that season in my life, I remember I said, I can't have a boyfriend. I can't do this anymore. I need to stop trying. So I started this journey with Him, and I let go of all these pictures and all these images and all these memories, and I started something new, and I started being more selfless, and I started apologizing even when I didn't need to apologize. I started apologizing. I started loving even when I didn't want to love. I started really discovering what it was to love like God did. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all, because you really have to let go of your thoughts. You have to learn how to say sorry when you feel that you're right. You have to learn how to love when you don't want to love. You just completely do the opposite of what you feel as a human being. But it's the best thing that I could have done in my life. I can say that ever since I did that, I was able to see, and I'm able to see God's goodness over my life. I know how to be silent now when I couldn't be silent before. I've learned to see beauty when it looks ugly. It's hard. It's really hard, but it's the best decision that you can make. So I just want to leave it at that. And I want to encourage you, if you have any pictures, or if you have this typical phrase that I used to have, and it was, but this is how I am. I don't take a lot of things from other people because this is who I am. That's the worst thing that you could ever say, because then you don't let God transform you. You're saying that this is the person that I grew up as, and this is the person that I'm staying. Then where is God? Where is God doing, and what is He supposed to do if you're not letting Him? The best thing that you could do is, God, I don't want to feel like this anymore, and surrender to Him. Let go of those images, let go of those memories, and let Him mold you. Let Him show you who He is. Whether it's having to do the complete opposite of what you feel, the complete opposite of what you think, that's what God wants to do. Wants you to do what you think as a human being you are not capable of doing. Because that's when He intervenes. That's when He changes. That's when He molds. And but I could say so many things that I've learned in my life, but I hope that this helps you and this inspires you to let go of those images and let go of those memories and let God intervene. And any comments or anything, let me know. I love you guys so much. Remember that you are loved not only by me, but by an amazing Father that cares, loves, and protects you. Okay? Till next time.